Going into the game, everyone wants to have that big game. You watch film and you see holes in the defense. You see opportunities that are there. But one thing about watching film that I used to get disgusted with is you see that on film, but it never really works out that way during the game, because what you see, they see too, so they're going to make corrections. But when we went into that game, we did have a lot of injuries coming into that game. But our mindset was that of no excuses. We had one goal.
You'd blown people out.
We didn't care about anything, anyone. We had one vision as a team, and we pursued it, and we accomplished it.
This is the Super Bowl. How different is it? Okay, you've played in a lot of games. You've been in Pro Bowls. I mean, every game at home at Lambeau is special. Mm-hmm. And you played big games in Lambeau, playoff games. How is the Super Bowl different? First time you walk on the field.
It's breathtaking. It really is. It's one of those experiences where, as a kid, I don't care who you are, if you play professional sports and you've reached a high level, you've had an opportunity to play in NBA Finals or the World Series or whatever the case may be. When you get to that stage, your first step onto that field in that arena, it's almost overwhelming.
Sure.
Because you start reflecting when you were a kid and you saw all the greats win and hoist this Lombardi trophy. And you get excited, and it's almost needed, the longer intermissions and the longer halftime, the longer pregame. It's almost needed. I remember Mike McCarthy saying, guys, take the time. Warm-ups is a little longer. Don't exert all your energy during pregame. He wanted us to take deep breaths, go a little slower than normal, because we're a little slower because of the atmosphere, because of the stage. You were so excited. You were all out. And he's like, I don't want you to waste it. I want you to save that.
Greg, do pro athletes, Bill Russell threw up before every game. I doubt you threw up before every game, but do you get nervous?
Funny thing, I've never been nervous my entire 10-year career. Not one game had I ever been nervous. College ball was nervous every single game before kickoff.
Why?
I think I was on the kick return. I was a specialist, so I don't know if it was being on the field for the very first play of the game. I have no idea.
You didn't play at a powerhouse.
I mean,
what was your home crowd? How many people showed up?
You want me to max it out?
No. How about average? On average, how many people?
On average, probably about 18,000.
Do you get nervous in life typically, or is that just not in your personality?
Are you nervous right now?
I'm very nervous right now. It's very hot. I don't know. I feel like I'm sweating profusely right
honestly,
now.
You look good.
I'm not a nervous guy. I'm really not.
But in college, you were nervous.
In college, I was nervous every game going into the game. So
you weren't nervous in the Super Bowl. You were just in awe of it.
I was in awe of it. I was, but I wasn't. I never let the moment present itself as something too great and too big, because it's like talking to someone. It's like right now, like we're having a conversation. I'm not concerned about anything else. We're just having a conversation. So I try to bring everything down to the reality of what it really is. And that's one thing I will say this to Mike McCarthy, again, allude to him. He told us one time, or before the game, the week leading up to the game, guys, eliminate Super Bowl. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Green Bay Packers. You guys know who they are. They know who you are. It's football. And when he said that, it was almost like it was a calming feeling.
Sure, absolutely.
Because everyone wants to put all this hype, this added additional hype that's not needed between the lines. No one cares about it being the Super Bowl. We all know that it's the Super Bowl. We know the outcome that we want.
What about the week? Like, most guys don't get in trouble. Patriots will not get in trouble. Did you just go to your hotel room?
Absolutely.
You didn't do anything?
Didn't do anything.
You watched movies?
We watched movies, hung out with the family, studied literally prepared. When you have a game as big as this, and we were going into the game where the Pittsburgh Steelers, if they win the Super Bowl, will they be a dynasty? And all of this, the same seat that the Falcons are in, we were in.
It's funny. I was thinking about this. I remember years ago I was doing this show, and I'm a USC homer, and they were playing Texas, and I kept saying, I think they were going for their third straight national title. And the day before the game, I was sitting in Los Angeles watching the hotel, Greg, and I turned on SportsCenter, and it must have been 25 minutes on how great USC was, how Pete Carroll combed his hair. And I had an epiphany. I said, well, Texas players are in their hotel room too.
Watching the same thing, and so eating at them.
So the day of the game, I came on and I said, I honestly think Texas is going to win this game. I said, I'm sitting yesterday in my hotel room and I'm thinking, for 25 minutes, it was Pete Carroll parts his hair perfectly. Lendale White would start for any other, and I'm thinking, this is all Texas has heard for 3 weeks.
Yep.
So this week, all Atlanta hears is Brady's a GOAT. Yep. I think
how
and
great
you heard the same
organization
thing.
is. Absolutely. It's something that you feed off. It's fuel. It's added fuel. I don't care who you are coming into this game. When you hear your opponent's name more than you hear yours, it's almost like you feel like they're disrespecting you.
Oh, totally.
We both got here. It doesn't matter how many times they've been. It doesn't matter. I don't care how many Super Bowl rings. He could bring all 4 Super Bowl rings with him. They can bring all 4 Lombardi trophies that they've won together, he and Belichick, with him. It means nothing on Sunday.
When you won the Super Bowl, let's go back. Greg Jennings, NFL analyst for us at Fox, a Super Bowl winner, multiple Pro Bowl receiver. So you win the Super Bowl, and it's glorious. Confetti comes down, and then from there, did you stay there? You fly back to Green Bay? Like, what was the next 4 or 5 days like as a Super Bowl champion?
Well, we had the party, Lil Wayne, and everybody had the party at the hotel. I'm not a partier, so I didn't do all of that.
What?
No.
You didn't do the party?
I'm going to tell you, it was very numbing. Winning, it was numbing. It was almost surreal. Like, did it happen? Like, you want to pinch yourself, like, did this really just take place? And so you're kind of like, it's a blur, really. Woke up the next morning, and it's like all plastered on the television. Green Bay Packers, Super Bowl champs, and we're heading down to the ground and getting on the buses as business as usual, like we're just leaving, going through protocol. It was.
Kristine's the kind, she goes to parties. I don't.
Well, if you go to the party, it would feel real because you would have celebrated.
She goes to every party, every premiere, she goes to it.
Not every premiere, but I'm pretty social.
Yeah, I'm not.
It really,
see, that's why you and I get
winning
along.
was enough.
So what'd you do that night? You just hung out by yourself in the room?
I honestly cannot remember what I did that night.
Well, that's why it didn't feel like you won.
No, because he's a professional.
Well,
you two can keep your next man up hoodies.
I don't think it has anything to do with being a professional. It's just I was in the moment, but yet it wasn't so big. It was almost like we did it, but is this what it feels like?
You know what it is? You know how I have this weird thing, like people are process people or outcome people.
Okay.
A lot of people in Hollywood are outcome people. They want the victory parade. They want the movie premiere.
Absolutely.
You're a process person.
I'm a process person.
Brought to you by 84 Lumber. Are you 84 material?